What's up?
Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns is going down. We the talk of all towns. Look around, no frowns. Oh yeah, see time. We been sitting in this way and I want all of it. These people faking and they hating, just keep talking. You gon' feel us, they gon' hear us, we keep barking, Chris. And when it comes to Cleveland, we are all in this, yeah. Kenny from Baker, some may say throw sauce not safer. At time get a bad rap like Vader. Going deep, taking toss off like taper. This bro freak get smoke like vapor. To the house, oh yeah, see you later. We tougher than alligators. We'll beat you right now and later. Woo. Gotta bless them flow cold like juice, but yes, just know you might lose. These crazy call them typhoons. Can't block them, oh yeah, nice moves. Who the stop don't know, oh yeah, Pikachu. We really all hit the lose on every day, just watch the news. Winning all day, okay, yeah, that's a new hobby. Got some nice new bodies. Our past records, we know it's shoddy. The city standing strong, we ain't never choppy. DP of the year, Miles should worry about your play survival. Yeah, we got Odell well. He maybe sold out some hotels. You can't be mad, we doing well. You know them jokes that they will tell. Now watch the stories they will tell. Only time will tell. Watch where you throw it. We got water and greedy. For these that we starving, yeah, quite needy. The Cleveland Legends, we about to be. There is no stopping me. I mean, we. That is how I got to be. Oh yeah, Bengals, they just kittens. Ravens flew away, they hidden. Oh, those Steelers, who they kidding? Play with us, you will get smitten. Okay, yeah, we in the kitchen, about to bake us, start the mix. Oh yeah, then that bowl is missing.
The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by ShackNews.com. Shack News is the place to be for all your gaming needs with news, guides, walkthroughs, and reviews, including their featured article reviewing the new Metroid Dread game. Or join the conversation in their newest Shack Chat, where the staff debates the best video game company logos. And remember, you can customize your feed to keep up with all your favorite gaming news using the Shack News Cortex and Shack News Reader. So if you're a gamer, Shack News is the site for you. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle @CheckNews and at CheckNews.com.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world! The Big Play Reflog Show!
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I know damn about it. Attack by Chuck. To the 10. He's the running to the 5. Deep throw back for victory and touchdown. Release one. Away. Back to goal. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're doing those baseball.
It's time! The Big Play Reflog Show!
Welcome on into the Big Play Reflog Show. What is up, everybody? Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, October 11th. The Browns are 3-2. Ooh, and Chris, are you ready to talk some Browns?
Yeah, first the Raiders. The Raiders are without a coach, Dave.
I didn't even see that. When did that happen?
Just happened. Just breaking news. You have our breaking news. John Gruden has quit as the head coach of your Raiders.
Oh, he quit.
He quit. He's done.
Wow.
So when we play them in late December here in Cleveland, who knows who the head coach of your Raiders are going to be?
No
Hugh
kidding.
Jackson.
Hugh Jackson. Bring him back.
My
Why not?
God, what's up, Nick? How are you?
What's up? Remember, we convinced ourselves you went 8-8 during that stretch with the Raiders. What's up, guys? I'm glad we're moved beyond those days, and even though the Browns lost, brighter days ahead.
Heck yes. So we're gonna get into all of it. Let's kick right off. Kick it off with Cleveland sports headlines brought to you by TSE Cleveland. We're giving away a Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt 16x20 poster to one of you guys out there because that parlay hit, Nick. except for the Cleveland Browns winning. So
Man,
that was bad. That was really bad.
We are weeks away. We are possibly days away, dare I say,
Next
from
week.
becoming thousandaires, Dave, because these things
That's right.
get closer and closer every week.
That's right. We will get into that at the end of the show when we talk about the Cardinals. But yes, go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe. For some reason, Twitter comments aren't coming through once again. So go over there, live comments on YouTube. That's where most of our giveaways are going to be housed out of if you want to win some good old Cleveland memorabilia that's signed. Then we're going to get into our featured interview with News Channel 5 sports journalist Cami Justice, friend of the show. Always love her Browns coverage. Excited to talk to her about what the heck happened in that 2-minute offense. Then we'll get into who wants to be a beerionaire, giving away some Labatt, potentially a GV Art gift card. Pick up one of these shirts. Jarvis Landry coming off IR. Here we go. Or Nick, what do you got there?
I got this new one. It's like the Browns helmet. It's on fire. Absolutely love it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's a skull in it too. It's like perfect for kind of just like a Halloween / fall time combo Browns festive shirt. Big
There you
fan
go.
of it.
Nice.
Vintage washed feel.
Super jealous of Chris's shirt, by the way. Look at that thing.
Yeah, Bernie
Chris got
Kosar.
the-
This is
Bernie.
some fine threads over here. Love it. A little throwback action. It looks like his bar. Remember his bar he used to have, the Bernie
Ozarks.
Kosar bar? Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like almost the same logo. It's very, very nice.
Love it. So yeah, we are going to welcome in, I don't even know who it is. A Browns fan, random Browns fan will be joining for Browns trivia around the Cardinals game. So we haven't played the Cardinals much, so I'm curious to see where this trivia goes. And then we will get into all of the bets of the week, our predictions for Browns Cardinals, talk about if that's a must win. And then if we have time, we'll wrap up with the best and worst tweets of the week. Let's kick it off with some Cleveland headlines. Cleveland headlines brought to you by our friends TSE Enterprises Cleveland. Go check them out. Get some signed Browns gear. Hooper jerseys, Wills jerseys, Chubb jerseys, they got it all. Go check them out. You could win. Subscribe to YouTube for your chance to win each week. Look for those tweets. All right, so we're going to give away that Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt 16x20 poster because that bet almost hit. And the winner of the 16x20 is... Rowboat 525 C Row on Twitter. Congratulations. Go frame it. Go hang it up. It's a good one. It is a good one. We've got some special backs, and we will talk about that in a second.
He also happens to be always on point here. He's a Browns fan first. He's also a member of Raider Nation. So he's probably
Rowboat 525.
He is indeed. So
Huh.
he's got dual citizenship there, the dog pound and the black hole, which is interesting.
Couple of very difficult days for him. Rough 24-hour span, really.
Yeah.
Yes, he deserves it, or she.
He deserves it. There you go.
All right, let's talk about this. Everyone on the internet was talking about this. ESPN stats and
On
info.
the internet, Dave.
Yeah,
Here, that's what they do is they talk on the internet.
Is that how Munch talks? Well, we're talking about the internet here.
Let's talk about the internet.
Brown scored 42 points, had 532 yards and 0 turnovers. First team in NFL history, including the playoffs, to lose when having either 40 points and 0 turnovers or 40 points, 500 yards, and 0 turnovers. Chris.
Yes.
Thoughts on that game?
I'm almost exhausted from the reaction to the game, both my own visceral reaction and then the reaction of everybody else. I mean, I hate to blame refs. I'm not that guy, but man, did we get hosed, Dave. We got hosed big time. I mean, from the non-holding calls against Myles Garrett on the side to the thing with Treader where you saw the screenshot where he's got hands in his face and he gets called for holding, to obviously the pass interference call. That just drove me nuts. I hate to see that. They never seem, these bad officials never seem to break our way. And I'm sure every fan base says that, but I've had neutral parties come up to me and say, "Hey, you guys really got it bad. You guys got hosed." And I've had that enough that I think that we are really snake bit when it comes to officiating. And that was just horrible. And when you got even like the guys from Barstool, like Dave, who they don't like us at all, but they're even saying that we got hosed, then you know that there's something going on there. And I hate to really be fixated on the officiating as much as I am, because I think that's kind of a loser proposition. Like, you as a team have to overcome some things, but
Right.
that still sucks, Dave. That still sucks. Let the team worry about cleaning up all the mistakes, because there were plenty, from the coaching to, OBJ. Where was he at? Well, he was there to drop a pass.
That was brutal.
We just letting guys roam free and get, huge passes downfield. We got to clean up a lot of things. We got a lot of things that we've got to get done there. But still, as a fan sitting there watching the game, you got to walk away going, man, did we get hosed there?
That's right. What's going on, Big Kev on YouTube? Thanks for the comments. Let Nick, I know you want to talk about this. You had trouble sleeping. If you had to you know what? We haven't power ranked something in a while. Power rank your the 3 things that went so wrong. Here, I'm even gonna play the music for you.
It's time for Power Rank Monday.
All right, Nick. Are you with Chris? Number 1 was the refs.
Yeah, the refs didn't help. So my number 1 is the refs. My number 2 is myself, because why do I put myself through this on a weekly basis and then have to come on the show and hear the music? And then my number 3 is
it you gonna go Stefanski?
I don't know. Stefanski wasn't perfect. No.
How about the 3rd and 10?
That was tough. That was 50 Shades of Freddie. I mean,
even the answer, it's the post game answer.
Yeah, he said, "I'm still sick over it." Yeah, Kevin, me too, dude. That's
well, he said he was worried about injured guys on the line, and
that's not ideal. You got James Hudson, who hasn't done really anything in his NFL career yet. He's a rookie out of Cincinnati, and we kind of knew he was a work in progress, like maybe just a Bill Callahan guy, and now he gets thrown out there. It was tough. It was really tough. How about, could they get Odell going at all? Like, everyone tweets about it and like just how like sad and miserable that it is that Baker can't see him and that he can't get open. Like, whatever side that you want to take, like, we should pretty much have Cody print T-shirts at this point that's like #Team Baker, #Team Odell, because that's like kind of how the internet seems to be.
I honestly don't think Baker trusts him quite yet. I mean, they haven't played together all that much.
I just hate it.
Would you trust him? That drop yesterday? I mean,
no,
that's a rookie drop.
That was a rookie move. But I mean, Baker, he's a guy who takes his time to find his receiver. He doesn't seem like he likes to kind of thread it in man coverage to Odell and just let Odell try to beat him. And it's not really our system. Stefanski, it's these short passes to Njoku, and then Njoku just body slams someone and runs for 70 yards.
Well, I'll tell you guys what, and it's tough to say this, but the fact of the matter and the reality side of me, the clock is ticking on this partnership. Like you said, Dave, they haven't played a bunch together. It seemed like last season, right when they were starting to get going together, Odell tears his ACL trying to make a tackle. But we got 12 games left. The guy's making $14.5 million. And in a game that the Browns scored 42 points, he was targeted 3 times and caught 2 passes. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even think it's worth talking about. Like,
it glows red on a spreadsheet somewhere.
Well, I know, but he's like a wide receiver, 3, probably 4 on this team right now. Like, we talk about it too much. It's because he makes so much money. He was supposed to be so good, but he's not a huge productive player on the team.
Can we move him and get
I think
something
we just
for
have
him?
to kind of move on. No, we're not moving him.
What would you?
No?
Yeah,
I think you just let him be on the team, and then when the decision comes after the season to move him, then you move him.
Can we get like one of these dumb organizations to take him or something? I mean,
Raiders.
yeah, the Raiders.
the Raiders.
Now
yeah.
it's all Mark Davis. There's nobody blocking Mark Davis, so we'll
Yeah.
just convince him.
There we go.
We could send some emails.
Him and his bowl cut haircut. Come on, he'll do it. But he has
Yeah,
to-
no kidding.
What was the name of the restaurant he always ate at? I forget what it was. Oh, like China Garden or something. He's got his own spot that he sits. He goes there every day for lunch in his minivan. I watched. I like read this expose on him, and he's just as bizarre as when you look at him saying that guy. Yeah, I understand that he would be that bizarre, and that's exactly what Mark Davis is.
Yeah.
Maybe Jacksonville. Maybe Herbs is up for it. Take some of the heat off of him.
This is taking a weird turn.
Yeah,
You know
take OBJ off our hands. We'll grab a couple of players from you, some secondary guy. I don't know who they got who could help us out, but they got to have somebody. And Herbs is probably looking to get some heat off him.
No, I think he wants to get fired. But yeah,
He's
I
looking
don't
over
know.
there at Gruden going, man, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Listen, it was a tough game. A lot of positives, though. And let's bring on our positive guest, Cami Justice, waiting in the green room, because we got to keep talking about this game reactions to the Browns loss, to the Chargers. I want to get her thoughts. Let's bring in Cami for our featured interview of the week. Friend of the show, News Channel 5 digital content producer, Cleveland sports journalist, Cami Justice. How are you, Cami?
Good. How are you guys?
We are processing everything, but we're doing pretty good.
I understand. I completely understand. It's going to take some time. It's only been a couple hours.
That is true.
Really?
That is true. Yeah. So it's going to take some time for Brown's Twitter because they've been melting down. You're all over the internet on Twitter. What are your biggest takeaways? We were just power ranking whose fault it was, but what are your biggest takeaways from this game?
I actually wrote an article about that last night. The 4 reasons that the Browns that cost the Browns that win, and I think it was. I didn't rank them in any particular order. I still would have to do that. But in the article, I said it was injuries.
Yeah.
It was
A lot of injuries yesterday.
a lot of injuries.
Oh.
I mean, the defensive backs really got hit. The offensive line was already a little bit in shambles and took another hit there. So, yeah, and you have to account for that. They've been preaching the next man up thing. So as much as injuries, that affects everybody across the league. It's part of the game. You hate to see it, but you have to be prepared for something like that to happen. So that's probably on the lower end of, like, you know, what went wrong, because that could go wrong in any matchup.
I actually thought Green played well. I don't know if he was getting ripped on Twitter, but
No.
I think he kind of stepped up. I thought he did, you know, for being in the position that he was in, he played pretty well.
He got ripped. I think he got burned on one route, and he learned from it. It was early on. So he played very well. He stepped up to the plate, and I think that he should be proud of himself, and I think Browns fans should be proud of him as well. But aside from injuries, I think play calling in the fourth quarter.
Stefanski taking a lot of heat today.
What was that?
Taking a lot of heat.
And he knows that he deserves it, so it's not uncalled for. I think it's very fair to be critical of that, because exactly what was that? I mean, he
Very
explained it a little bit.
un-Stefanski like, really.
I mean, that's what was so shocking about it. It was not a Stefanski type decision, and the entire fourth quarter just fell apart. And I don't know what that was. It was very strange. The third down.
It was
on
a
the second-
callback to the old Browns.
That
That's what
was-
it was.
That's what it
Fourth
felt
and
like.
nine.
It felt like 2019
Throwback night.
It felt like 2019 all over again.
It did. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So that's up there at the top.
Yeah.
Punting.
Oh, can you?
Our man, Jamie
I'm
sorry.
Gillen, friend of
Easy
show.
now.
I'm
Take it
sorry.
easy.
it's got to get better. He's got to be better.
He does.
He knows it.
He knows it.
The
Yep.
team knows it.
That's right.
It's not been great. It's not been good. It's quite frankly been it's been a fireable offense this season.
Yeah.
They need to fake it more is what they need to do. That's what I say.
And
They
I know
need to give him
that
some space.
obviously-
It's like you have to run the ball, kind of open it up for the pass. That's what he needs to do on these punts. They need to fake it a few times. Give him a little bit more space out there. That's his problem.
I think he's not going out there, right? Like, he's not punting as much as he did.
Yeah, maybe he's not. He doesn't have the practice reps in. That's what it
But
is.
then you better practice harder.
Yeah,
You
that's
better
true.
practice harder, and you better get out there. You spend every waking minute that you have free
punting.
get punting, because if that's what you're going to do without the reps in game, you got to do something outside the game to get yourself up there. The 39-yard punts are not going to cut it, and they haven't, and they're resulting in touchdowns. So for
That's
me,
true.
that's a really big issue to address, especially when the special team unit has looked so good aside from the punting. Aside from the punting, everything has looked great. The kicker, Chase McLaughlin, is killing it.
He is.
We don't talk about that enough.
Kickers?
Really, no one does. He's
Yeah.
been incredible. They found
Yeah,
a stud, and now we've got to wait a little bit of time. Can't crown him like the next great thing yet, because he will have to kick in the elements.
The Phil Dawson Award.
We'll see how he does in the wind and the snow and the grapple. That will come. But the kick coverage, everything about the special teams unit has been great, which makes the punting situation that much more hard to stomach. And so I think that's something that they're going to have to address, whether that be bringing
Practice
somebody
more.
in.
I mean, the punters historically in Cleveland, usually from Monday through Friday, that's kind of your rest and recovery, ice the leg type of thing. So now they got to actually punt during that time.
That's
James
what you're
is
going to
be
have to do.
punting during the week, 'cause you're not going to do a whole lot on the weekend. You're used to taking that time, and icing up for the following weekend. So I understand he's just got to change up his routine a little bit.
You
We're
got
gonna
it,
be
but not to
scoring.
put all the blame on him. My final one was the refs, so they get some blame this week. And you always hate to put the game on a ref, because if people they'll tell you you can't rely on the refs. But in this situation, you can 100% put blame on the refs, because that
Thank you.
was
That's right.
quite
I agree.
possibly the worst officiating game I have ever watched. It was horrific. There are no words. That's something that the NFL is going to have to address, because it wasn't just the Browns. I mean, this season has looked very rough for the officials, and they've got to get on the same page with things. But some of those calls just so inexcusable. Just so the defensive pass interference and AJ Green, that one is going to go down in the books as one of the worst calls ever made.
When John
Because-
Doss tweeted out that video in like slow motion, I was like, no.
Yeah. So bad.
That's like in the same Hall of Fame as like the Duke Johnson fumble, where he's like holding the football and the ref is pointing
Oh,
the
yeah.
other way. That's right up there with that
I
one.
forgot about that one.
That's a great one.
That's a good callback right there.
What do you make of this defense? Because we've seen them play really well against two kind of bad teams, and we've seen them play really poorly now against three pretty good teams. So I don't really know what to make of this group, and it seems like schematically there was kind of a lot of blown coverages yesterday.
Yeah, I think again that goes into the injury side of things. I'm not to excuse them. They obviously have to be able to step up and plug in, and they spend all week, they spend all off season learning the scheme, learning the playbook, learning what they need to do. So that's not an excuse. But because of those injuries in the secondary, you get into your depth so far where you've got Greedy out, who is supposed to be starting for Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome he started the season playing phenomenally before he got injured.
Definitely.
And so that's a big hit to take. But you put Greedy Williams in there, and surprise, there's very little rust to shake off. He's a really good football player. And so you have him out there, but then you lose him. And now he's hurt. And AJ Green really played well, stepped up. But you get that far into your depth, and as much as it doesn't throw things off, it does. The communication changes, things get thrown off. But then you also have to look at the defensive line. Takk McKinley has played great too, but Jadeveon Clowney was a surprise inactive. We knew he was dealing with an elbow issue. Did not think that was going to hold him out. And then it turns out that it was a knee thing. It was some knee soreness that kept him out of the game. But going into that, you expected Jadeveon Clowney to be there on the line.
Yeah.
So you lose that bit of depth. Takk McKinley becomes a starter. Thankfully, you've got Joe Jackson that you cut, then signed again and elevated. So you've got a bit of depth there. But when you have the disruption, you don't have the disruption of Jadeveon Clowney that you have. He has been, again, very great when he was out on the field. He's only had a couple sacks, but that's what his game is. The fact that he even has sacks to begin with, the fact that he's able to put the pressure on the quarterback, help Miles get there, help that interior get in there, help some linebackers get in there. That's what Jadeveon Clowney does, and that's what he provides for this team, right? And so you have him off the line. You're not getting that kind of same pressure. You obviously have Myles Garrett. He can step up, but it's just not the same, doesn't work the same way. And then that falls back into your secondary. And then the coverage falls into them. And you get those miscommunications, blown coverages left and right. It's not an excuse. It's just, just something that is an observation you have to be cognizant of when you're thinking of these things. Of you've got a guy injured here, you got a guy injured here. It's probably not going to go the way you want. They still should play they should be able to play well enough that they win a game, and they shouldn't look like there's no cohesion at all. But it does play a part in it. I think that's probably one of the main things that I saw, with the coverage being blown. I would credit the injuries to that, but also you've got to be able to step up, and they've got to be better at communicating. It doesn't matter if your starters aren't in there, if it's the second, third string guy in there. That's what practice is for. That's what you've been planning for. That you've got to have everybody on the same page. And so that comes down to a communication thing. They've got to get better at that. And if you need to simplify it more, if Joe Woods needs to simplify it more because you're down to your second string, third string guys, maybe that's the call. Maybe, you got to dial it back to week one. You got to take some of that stuff. You got to take those layers off that he's been wanting to build up. But it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But the fact that they've shown those flashes against, two teams now, they've come out here and they consecutively looked great. That shows you. I don't think that's a fluke. I think that is a highlight of what is possible when you've got the health, when you've got the depth, and you've got everybody running on the same page and firing on all cylinders.
Hey, I haven't seen anything on JOK getting throat punched or whatever. Any status update on him after yesterday? Seemed like something that's going around the league with Joe Burrow also having a throat contusion.
Yeah, super rare injury for it to happen, not only on the same night, but the same division, same state. That's crazy. Right. Super rare injury. No real update other than he was evaluated last night, released from the hospital last night, and then cleared this morning to return. He should be in Cleveland now. He wasn't when we talked to Stefanski earlier this afternoon, but and he should be back now.
We don't need our defensive players getting throat punched.
No.
That does not need to be happening.
Especially not the ones like Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah.
That's exactly. Especially not the boy there. Yeah.
Hey, Cami, on the other side of the ball, Baker, kind of a polarizing figure on Brown's Twitter. Great stat.
No.
He played hurt.
Okay. All right.
He put up a very, very good game. Why do you think he gets so much hate when statistically he's playing very well?
We're not allowed to hate on him, by the way, Dave. Emily has put down the edict that we are not allowed to talk negatively about Baker. So just FYI for everybody here.
You can be negative, but you can be fair about it, I think.
You're not a real fan.
I think she sees a lot of what's going on.
Yeah.
And this might be new territory to her. Just super tuned in to the aggression on Twitter.
Super crazy people, yes.
Yeah,
didn't she do this last year though? It feels like
she might.
did
Okay,
this
well,
last year.
It's crazy. It's a crazy field out there. Twitter is psychotic, and apparently Instagram is too. People just DM whatever they want.
No, now come on, Cam.
There's social media. That's social media for you.
Social media is fine. It's great.
It says reflog.
There's no trolls out there. What are you talking about?
I know. I think Baker Mayfield gets a lot of hate because he has raised the bar, right? Browns fans expected nothing, expected very little, and they hoped for a lot, right? But they didn't. If you're a smart Browns fan, you didn't expect. You can't do that. You couldn't have done that when Baker Mayfield was coming in. You hope for the best, but you have to set your expectations low, right? So, and then he exceeded all of those expectations and some, and then started raising the bar and started showing what he's able to do and things that he's capable of doing. So now the bar is set high. Browns fans have these expectations, but also Browns fans on social media. I think as people, they're probably very normal, but social media just brings out, the craziness in people. And I think that there's no patience, and you react. And a lot of it, I'll do it. I'd have fun.
Sure.
I think social media is supposed to be fun, right? So you react to the moment. And I think a lot of these fans are reacting to the moment. And if they sat here and took a look back and looked through Baker Mayfield's stats and looked through what he's able to do and what he's been able to do for the Browns, I don't think that their comments would necessarily reflect what they're tweeting or what they're messaging on Instagram right in this very moment. Because Baker Mayfield has been solid for the Browns. He has been great for the Browns. Of course, he's had bad games. He had a bad game last week. That was the kind of criticism. The fans are allowed to say what they want to say, right? And when you have a bad game, you have to expect that.
You have to wear it. You
do. And I think that he did that pretty well.
Yeah.
And you go into this week and you play well. He played very well. And he's dealing with a shoulder injury. As he won't put the blame on it. Other people might. His camp might. He's not using that vocally as an excuse for any kind of performance. But he comes out here, plays well with that shoulder injury. And I think there's the Browns fans that just they want to do something, right? They need to put the blame on something. And because Baker has had those moments, he had a bad game last week, I think that kind of carries over when you're trying to make an excuse and you're trying to put the blame on somebody. You don't want to blame the head coach because he was the coach of the year and he's the guy, right? And he's a genius and he's not supposed to have moments like that. So you don't want to put that on him. It's hard to put it all just on the officials. And you don't want to put it on some of these other guys that might not even be here for a while. I think Baker Mayfield a lot of the times becomes an easy scapegoat. And especially when he has bad games or even just okay games.
Well, I think also when he does have a bad game, you also cut to a commercial with him in it. You get a lot of Baker going on there. So it just kind of steamrolls. So when things aren't going well, I think the fans get frustrated pretty quickly.
Yeah. And that's fandom. I think there's a way you can be critical. What isn't okay is some of the when you get too far. We know how the lines have been crossed by fans. I don't see any of that happening right now. I think it's a lot of overreactions, of course.
You're like this one guy with an AV of, guy with a mustache with a cigar. Man, he's got some tweets that are just nasty. They need to kick that guy off Twitter.
Oh, I think I muted that guy.
Yes. you and most of Cleveland. Smart people.
All right, KB, let's fast forward to Sunday. Let's just say we get another shootout between Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. We get the ball to run our 2-minute offense to win the game. What are we doing differently?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Do what you did on Sunday. Take that and reverse it. Just do everything you didn't do. No, honestly, the run game should be super explosive on Sunday against the Cardinals. It should. They had a really good game against the Chargers. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, they are incredible. Use them. Run the ball. Especially when if you've got to eat up clock and you want to get moved down the field, run the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
Or, hear me out, run the ball and then pass the ball and then pass the ball. Don't go back to the run game on third down and long. You can't do that. So, I don't know. I think you either got to establish that run game and stick to it and see where you're going to go with that. Or you trust Baker and you trust his arm. And I think that he could do it. And there were moments you saw it there. Baker Mayfield had that ball, that Hail Mary it was a good look.
Oh, if Njoku had just looked up instead of laying on the ground, he could have had it.
We could have had it. Baker put that ball in play. It could have happened. So I think that if you're in the position where you need that kind of play, you need Baker's arm to get you there. I think that he can, but the team has to step up around him, and he has to put the ball exactly the way he did, which he's capable of doing. And that's another thing that goes back to why people hate on Baker. He'll have moments that could have been the moment, right, that silenced everybody. But there was, and Njoku didn't get around. There was contact, probably a pass interference call that wasn't called. And so you have all these things around you. The execution wasn't there. And so then Baker Mayfield didn't get to have that moment. Put him in that moment. You can try. I think that you can trust in Baker. So far, nothing that I've seen in a moment like that has shown me that he couldn't do it if everybody executes the way that they need to. It just hasn't panned out that way. So if you're in that situation again and it's a shootout, you trust Baker Mayfield. And first and foremost, you trust your run game and you see if you can get it done on the ground first, because they haven't disappointed, and that's not the time to get away from it, especially if you have the time to do it.
All right, score prediction. What are you thinking? I know it's early.
Yeah, man. See, it was probably going to be a lot lower before I saw this Chargers game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That was insanity. I don't know. I would say it would probably be pretty similar to this one.
Oh, another big
my heart can't
shootout.
handle it.
Okay,
I
here we
can
go.
see I can see a high scoring game, maybe in the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
You think
so
we pull it
tough.
off?
Hmm?
You think we pull it off?
I think the Browns bounce back. Yeah. I had them losing when I did my preseason prediction game of the schedule. I thought they were going to lose to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I also didn't think the Cardinals were going to go 5-0 start.
Yep.
And
so you had us losing to the Cardinals. You didn't think
but
they were going 5-0.
I
now
had
you're
them
going to say the Browns are going to win.
I had them beating the Chargers though.
So you're just going to move that.
And so I'm just going to move it over.
Yeah, just
got to get a win in here, right? I think this is
keep
about
the overall record the same. Then you're all good.
I'm keeping the record the same, but I really do think with the way that game went and the way that they lost, that's not going to be something that sits well with them because it was so close. It's not going to sit well with Stefanski. I think the play calling has to get better, and it can only get better. And so they take this game, probably another shootout because, again, another explosive offense with an explosive quarterback you're going up against, Kyler Murray, and this is going to be a fun one. This is maybe a redemption game for the Browns from 2019, and I think they pull this one off. But I think it is a high-scoring game and pretty close.
There you go. She puts us in a better mood.
Heck yeah.
Lifting us up. Positivity after a big loss yesterday. So that is good stuff. I like that.
That's right. Yes, everyone go follow Cami at Cami Justice on Twitter. And if you still need to vent about the game on Sunday, go check out that article. Cami, where can everyone find all the collection of all your work?
Obviously, I put it all on Twitter, but you can also find it on news5cleveland.com and the News 5 Cleveland app. It's all there in the Browns and sports section.
Heck yes. All right, you are the best. Look forward to more positive tweets on Sunday.
That's right.
And go Browns.
My best. Go Browns.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you. Round of applause for Cami. She's great.
She is.
And we're winning.
Very positive. I like that positivity in here.
Very rational for
rational,
Twitter.
positive. Yeah. A lot better than us. We're too negative. Emily Mayfield would not like us.
No, you're probably blocked.
Probably am.
Yeah. You want to give away some Labatt?
Let's give away who's going to be a billionaire.
Billionaire. We got Sean Gilbert joining. He's been in the green room patiently waiting.
Is he waiting the whole time?
Oh, yeah, he's been hanging out.
That's good. That's what they should do. Is they should hang out for the whole show.
We should get him a Labatt for the green room.
We should.
We're going to have to work on that. All right,
or a few. That way they're really lubed up when they get to this, so that we don't have to give away any more. We'll just give them the beers from the back end.
Get them drunk.
Yeah, up front. That way we'll just drink the rest. We get the balance.
Let's do it. Who wants to be a billionaire? All right, here we go. Here he is, Mr. Sean Gilbert. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Billionaire?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I saw you messing with the green screen background effects in the green room there. No good?
Yeah, I couldn't get it working. Let's just forget it.
You look good, man. You look good. Are you ready for some Browns trivia?
Of course.
All right. I like the
confident.
mic.
I love it.
So you have a podcast, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Tell the people what it's about.
We started out, trying to cover all of Cleveland sports. Basically, the Cavs turned to crap. The Indians turned to crap. So now it's mainly Browns. We throw in some Ohio State Buckeyes here and there. But our passion is the Browns. It's the most interesting topic. We get a lot of people fired up about, some of the topics we cover. And that's what we try to do, keep people, entertained and some, a little bit of back and forth. It's, people love it. So that's what we try to focus on.
Nice.
So
We
probably
just give away beer.
yeah.
What's that?
we just give away beer.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Can't
real
go
quick,
wrong there.
since we probably won't have a chance to really get into the Buckeyes since we're so Browns heavy. Since you do some Buckeyes on your show, what's your takeaways from that game on Saturday?
For me, it was expected. I expected Stroud to come out and sling the ball around and hit those crazy good wide receivers. It was a great win. They needed it. They definitely needed the confidence boost before we get into this Big Ten schedule. I'm not too much on the hype train yet. They still need to show it against Michigan, Iowa, Penn State, those teams, but definitely a step in the right direction as far as Stroud goes.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's I tell you what, Maryland has got to just absolutely hate seeing us on the schedule. We just destroy them. I mean, nothing cleanses our offense and this team more than playing Maryland. We just blow them out.
They needed
time.
it. They needed it bad.
That overtime game, and that's been it. Otherwise, we've just destroyed them. So, all right, now it's time to win some beer. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so everyone go follow Sean at I am Sean 2 N's and _ Go check out his podcast. And now it is time for some Browns trivia. So if you've never seen this, each week, one contestant gets a chance to answer Browns trivia questions. It is going to be centered around the next game. So the Cardinals, for a chance to win, we're going to start off with cash for a 6-pack of Labatt Blue Light. Then you can move on to a 12-pack, to a 24-pack, and then a GV Art gift card. You can walk away at any point, and if you need to, you can phone a friend. They have 5 seconds to answer after the question. You got to put it on speakerphone. How confident are you, Sean, in Browns trivia?
I'd say I'm pretty confident, but that's just my personality, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, a lot on the line.
Go.
Here we go. Oh, let me pump you up. Here's some music. There we are. All right. For cash for a 6-pack of Labatt. Sean, here we go. Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury coached Baker Mayfield for 1 season in college. What school were they at together?
Texas Tech.
Boom! He got it. Well done, sir. Well done. Didn't even need a clue. All right, you got a 6-pack of Labatt. Would you like to move on for a 12-pack?
Of course.
All right, Nick, you want to give the question?
I got you. Question number 2 for cash for a 12-pack of Labatt Blue Light. Which quarterback did the Browns select in the 3rd round of the 2010 NFL Draft? He is currently Kyler Murray's backup quarterback in Arizona.
Oh, currently Kyler Murray's backup.
I did not know this going into this.
I didn't either. Shocking.
2010. Man, that was so long ago.
3rd round.
3rd round pick.
Quarterback.
Oh, God.
He's too young.
Yeah, I was in 10th grade, but I should remember that.
I will give you a clue. If you can see the studio here, he is in the studio.
He's in the studio.
Yep, he's in the background here somewhere on my screen. I'll leave it up for 5
Colt
seconds.
McCoy.
Yeah.
Let's go. I should have known that. I should have gotten that one.
Yes, it wasn't Arnold. All right. Would you like to move on for a case?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Chris, give him the question for a case of Labatt Blue Light.
I was looking to pull up the Colt McCoy song, and I didn't get it up in time. Have
That's
you
all right.
ever heard the Colt McCoy wedding song?
No, I haven't.
All right, if Sean wins, we're playing that.
We're going to
song.
play that. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, what are we on? Question number 3. For cash for a 24-pack of Labatt, the Browns and Cardinals each have a player on their roster with the same name. What is that name?
Ooh.
AJ Green.
Boom. Boom. We're going to be listening to Colt
Confidence.
McCoy if he keeps this up.
Heck, yes, we will. All right, one more to go, and you're going to get a GV Art gift card. Go pick up a Jarvis, a Miles, one of the other ones the guys are wearing. Would you like to move on? This
Of
one's
course.
tough. All right, you're going for
Let's
it. Here
go
we
for it. Let's go for it.
All right, question 4 for the case of Labatt and the GV Art. The Browns
And
are
the Colt
one-
McCoy wedding song.
just what he wants. The Browns are 1-5 against Arizona since their return, with the one win being a 44-6 blowout in 2003. Kelly Holcomb had 392 yards and 3 touchdowns. Quincy Morgan caught 1. Andre Davis caught 1. Which longtime wide receiver punt returner caught the other touchdown?
Dennis Northcutt.
Wow.
He's a winner!
He was my favorite player growing up.
He's a ninja. Rumor has it he's Superman. He's got the heart of a lion. Still, he's
That's
as
gold right
gentle
there.
as old Peter Pan.
It picks up a little bit here.
That's the music of a 24 of Labatt and a GV shirt.
I heard he's stronger than a Kodiak bear. He's a real deal, he's no decoy. He's still his mama's little pride and joy. Hey, when I grow up, I want to be just like Cole McCoy. Every small town country.
How long were you
I have old friends like Jordan Shipley.
What is this?
Is that not fantastic? Way to
You
go,
got to give
Jordan
it 10s
Shipley.
across the board. You have to.
That's fantastic. That was at his wedding. Jordan Shipley.
Wow, fantastic.
You've never heard that before.
Never. I'm surprised I haven't, but
That's a fantastic song. People need to know about this song. Needs to be
Sean,
unearthed.
you are our second winner of the case of Labatt and the GV Art shirt. Go pick one out. We'll get you that online gift card and the money for the case of Labatt. Congratulations.
love it.
Browns prediction from you for the Cardinals game before we let you go.
Like Cam said, I think it's going to be in the 30s. I'm obviously going to give the Browns the edge. I'll say 35-31.
Wow, another high scoring one. Yeah.
The ball won't be in our hands on the last drive, so maybe we won't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about the play calling, but I'm confident. I don't think we're going to lose back-to-back.
I love it. Awesome. All right, man. Go Browns. Congratulations.
Nice
And
work.
Yeah, heck yeah. That was fantastic.
Impressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Great stuff out of Sean with the win.
Protein shakes, and Lord behold, he started to grow. He's getting sick and tired of
boy.
folks getting fired up, rubbing elbows with Tim
Wait, Chris, what is this?
What's that?
Who is singing this?
Jordan Shipley. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
played for the Bengals. Yeah.
It was Colt's wedding
It was at Colt's wedding. Yeah. So
That's
he's
fantastic.
serenading Colt McCoy there
with a Tim Tebow reference.
with a Tim Tebow reference. Yeah. I mean, this was a while ago and still very relevant as he is today, of course.
Were you surprised Sean got Dennis Northcutt right off the bat there? That was impressive.
That was strong. He was confident with the Dennis Northcutt too. That
Yeah,
was
he
impressive.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Good stuff. All right. If you want to join next week, We will look for Nick G Dollar Dog Nick out there, his tweet to get in for some Browns trivia.
And I'll try and find another obscure song to serenade you with.
Please do. Please do, Chris. All right, let's look at some let's talk about next week, Sunday versus Kyler Murray, the 5-0 Cardinals. And look at some bets cuz we are due.
I like how you have OBJ like all over that intro.
They're like, "Do you want a new graphic?" I was like, "Yes, please." Winning season is in full effect at my bookie. It is time to get in on the action. Start doubling your first deposit and give that added firepower to add excitement to the games you love. Stop ripping on Baker. Bet the overs on Nick Chubb. Bet the overs on Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Bet the overs on all of our runners. Parlay it with some OSU football. Get those paydays up. Go make this season your best ever with MyBookie. Sign up with MyBookie and use promo code BIGPLAY to get your first ever deposit match dollar for dollar. Extra money in your account instantly for just using promo code BIGPLAY, making your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And you got to start doing the parlays. You got to do the parlay. We're so close, Nick. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It gets closer and closer every week that it's just so bound to happen. And when it does, could you imagine, whether it comes in form of a Browns victory or a Browns loss, the excitement that we're going to have on the show in this segment is going to be unparalleled. So it's going to happen. It's a matter of when, not a matter of if.
That's right. There will be some good giveaways that week. All right, so Browns are 2.5-point favorites at home against the Cardinals. Cardinals, obviously, we talked about undefeated 5-0.
Are you shocked that we're favorites?
No,
I'm shocked at that.
Really?
We're at home.
I know we're at home, so you normally get the 3 points. So this is
Yeah.
a little bit less than the home field advantage, but still, I don't know. I didn't think we'd be the favorite. I thought it would be a push or maybe like a half point on Arizona.
I'm honestly curious that if we had won the game against the Chargers, what the line would be. I feel like it wouldn't be as good in favor of us. Like, I feel like it would be more of a pick 'em. But
really,
I don't.
We would have a
yeah.
letdown game. Interesting.
Yeah, I think that Vegas is looking at this game and they're like, I don't see the Browns losing 2 in a row to high-powered offenses because we have like the best offense in the league.
I just think if we would have won, people would have been so intoxicated that they would have had to have had the line higher. You know, just the whole euphoria of the Browns. It's like, obviously we're going to beat the Chargers. I mean, or the Cardinals. Look at what we just did against the Chargers.
People would be betting the Super Bowl 1-1 odds.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Chris, what are you most excited about for this particular matchup?
More than anything else, I know there's a lot of storylines. How about just getting back home? Home cooking again. Getting back in the muni lot, so you people behave out there, and being able to get it done at home on our turf. No, weird shadows or weird domes or any of that stuff anymore. Now we got 3 weeks, I believe, where we are at home, and now is the time for us to go 3-0 in those next 3 weeks, get ourselves right on track.
Yeah, Nick, how about you? I know you're still recovering.
Yeah, I'm definitely still recovering. I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I would say the thing that I'm looking forward to most is just seeing the offense pick up where it left off. Like, there's no reason why that group, should feel disrespected. I know Baker right now is putting stuff on his Instagram story again from things that Stephen A. Smith said this morning, that the Browns can't win a title with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. So
Stephen A. said that?
Stephen A. did say that this morning.
Fantastic.
So you could tell that he, 1, didn't watch the game, and 2, put the chip back on Baker's shoulder. I think it was there this week in SoFi. So just keep that offense rolling, score a lot of points, and hope the defense could do enough to account for it.
Do you think it's strange Baker pays attention to all of that and like replies and like stuff? Like,
Not
do
anymore.
you like that?
10
I
years
think-
ago, I would have said yes, but then we went through LeBron James. Remember LeBron James,
Yep.
that guy?
Yes, I do remember him. He
Big
was the guy-
Big Browns fan, evidently. One of the 7 teams he claims as his own. I mean, he would do that all the time. So,
Yeah.
cryptic tweets and things. Once we went through all those Cavs teams with all that stuff, now it's just like whatever. It's all
Yeah.
background.
fit in, don't fit out.
That's right.
Over under 50. That seems incredibly low for this game.
It does.
Over.
Nick, what's your take on that one?
Over.
It's still over, even at 50, huh?
Yeah.
What was it
It's-
last week? 53? It
Crushed it.
over.
There was
It was 89
over
yesterday.
1,000 yards of total offense. So yeah, I truly believe that to win this football game, you're gonna have to score damn near 40. Especially with some
do you
of the
think it's another shootout?
Absolutely. Especially
Do
with
you?
some of
Yeah.
the injuries on the defensive side of the football. We don't know the health at this point of Denzel Ward, of, Jadeveon Clowney. We saw Myles Garrett be a little bit banged up at the end of that game. JOK will probably be fine. We learned what a throat contusion even was yesterday. So I'm worried. Mark me down as worried.
Yeah, I mean, if you're decent at math, like Arizona averages 31 points. We average 28 points. Add them together.
Checks
But
out,
half the
Dave.
time we're less than that.
Over.
That's what an average is. So
Wow. That's why they call it gambling, Chris.
that's exactly right. I'd still take the over. I'm with you guys.
Chris, give me
still taking the over.
give me a stat line for Baker Mayfield against Kyler Murray. So he was over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks yesterday.
Yeah, I like the no picks. I'm going to stick with the no picks. I think he's going to go over 300. I think he'll go over 320. I think he'll be right about 320. He's going to have a couple of touchdowns and no picks. How about that? And his efficiency, he's going to be pretty efficient again, too, because I think he's going to have short passes. So I think he's going to have a good ball game. And we're going to need him, obviously, too, if we're going to beat the Cardinals. I really believe that.
I almost, in that parlay, I almost added Odell into it because I needed one more bet. And it was I think he needed 5 receptions for 50 yards. Nick, should we probably stay away from that this week?
What's the bet on him this week?
I don't know.
What's the over-under on yards? 15 yards and 2 receptions?
I would expect Odell to be at I think they'll still put him at 45 yards.
Or is it down to targets? 3 targets over under. Oh,
I'd avoid that altogether. I know I said it and I keep going back to it. They just have some big questions to answer. Chris kind of alluded to it. If they could trade him, the deadline's creeping up November 2nd. And somebody puts
can we get anything
any
for
offer,
him though? We're not going to get anything for the now.
What
right?
if somebody puts a 5th or a 6th round pick in front of you?
Then it's a 5th or a 6th round pick.
But at that point,
it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. I don't think
know
it's
what
worth
they
it.
would
5th
do.
or a 6th. I don't think it's worth it because maybe you get something out of him in the playoffs or something. I mean,
again, maybe
we're
I don't
looking
know.
at the
I have
window being
no
open.
I have no faith in the guy anymore.
Wow, you're really selling him down the river.
So let's
You hater.
Jarvis is coming back soon.
In 2 weeks, right? We still have another 2 weeks out on Jarvis.
Well,
No, this is the week.
Yeah,
we're getting Jarvis this week?
Allegedly.
well, hopefully. But
Yeah.
when Jarvis is back and you have Higgins, you have Donovan Peoples-Jones, you have both
Who
our
finally
tight
showed up
ends.
again?
Yes, he looked good.
Yeah.
Where
Schwartz?
where are you putting? You have Schwartz. I mean, where are you finding room for Odell based on how he's played?
On the Patriots, and then I get a 6th round special teams linebacker. Sorry.
I will say though,
Jamie Collins, we get
his
him
first
back.
game back, he looked pretty good. Jamie Collins, oh my god,
Is he still out there? Did the Patriots sign him again?
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, they signed him again.
Did they really? I
Yeah,
was
they-
making a joke there. I didn't realize they actually signed him
Yep,
again.
they
Of course they did.
legitimately brought him back.
They keep bringing that guy back.
His agent is the hardest working man in America.
That's amazing. But then he plays well for the Patriots and he gets a deal somewhere else and then flames out and goes back to the Patriots. What a great deal he's got going on, man. He's like, I will only play for the Patriots. That's it. That's all I care about. But
All
I
right,
want
so
to make
we're
money.
putting a bet together. Baker, Chris, we're over because it's going to be less than 300 yards, I think. So we're taking the over there. We'll take 2 touchdowns. We'll take over on Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, probably, right? That'll be like 90 and like 60, 55 or so.
Yeah. So a lot of
And
overs.
if we had to take an over on a wide receiver or a tight end, what do we do? Njoku?
Well, what are they going to set that at?
Oh, man, they're
seem to have
probably
screwed that
scrambling. Yeah, I mean, I would say Njoku, they'll probably put it like 50 yards.
What's Hooper going to be at? Because maybe we go back to Hooper.
Yeah, he's typically at like 30-some yards.
See, I think that's the value play there. You should play
Or
because Njoku doesn't have back-to-back good games. He disappears for a while.
He's looked pretty good, Chris. He's looked pretty good.
He's already surpassed his receiving yards for last year. He already passed that up.
Well, he did that on like one play yesterday.
Yeah, so
70 yards. So,
but I do agree. It's very Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That next week it could be like one catch for 3 yards and that's it.
All right, we probably shouldn't bet. What if we did this? What if we then did the over on like Kyler Murray yards and touchdowns?
Oh,
And go shooter.
What if they're If you could bet Kyler scrambling yards with how that defense played yesterday, I'd smash that.
Yeah, they do not pursue well when it comes to a quarterback.
They don't play against running quarterbacks good at all, ever.
Which is very disconcerting when we get to the Ravens.
And Kyler is like 5'8" of just explosive energy.
Yeah, I'm watching the highlights right now. You're absolutely right. Moving around, getting the ball out. This is going to be problematic.
Nick, after yesterday, if you had to pay one guy, who would it be? Wyatt Teller or Denzel Ward?
Oh no, you can't do me like this of all people on the show. No. No, I mean Chris has said it on this show before, and through that third and fourth quarter, when I saw Mike Williams dancing into the end zone, virtually untouched by himself, Chris's quote, which again, t-shirt material, is, "You can't make the club from the tub." And I've given Denzel Ward the benefit of the doubt time and time again because he has had some unlucky injuries, and he's always battled back from them very well, in somewhat of a timely manner, and he comes back and he plays well when he's there. It's just getting him to that point consistently has been really 100% impossible throughout his career. So I don't know. I can't do it. Because then if you say, well, get rid of Denzel Ward, let him walk. Well, okay, how'd the defense look without Denzel Ward yesterday? Not too good. So if I'm his agent, I'm going to the table and say, okay, you want to let my guy go? Enjoy losing games, 47-42 because you have no corner. So it's crazy. I love Wyatt Teller too. There's a way to pay them both, but I don't know what you do. At this point, if I had to make the decision today, which thank God I don't, I'm extending Wyatt Teller. You have Denzel Ward on the 5th-year option next year. You could play the franchise tag game. That's something that the Browns haven't done yet, but they have the luxury of doing. And let somebody else do it. If somebody else wants to back up the Brinks for him on that franchise tag and you get a 3rd-round pick out of it, so be it, because I don't think anyone with that injury history, with how impossible it is to play the corner position in today's NFL, is going to look to spend that kind of compensation unless it's a guy like Jalen Ramsey. That it's Jalen Ramsey, then the tier of Denzel Wards, then everyone else. It's like virtually impossible to play that position anymore, and I would just play the franchise tag game.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't blame you there. We're doing franchise tag with Baker as well.
No, no way. I think, and with how things are going, with his wife and stuff too, if he keeps playing like this, I would try to get a deal done by the bye. Like if he could replicate yesterday's performance and copy and paste it for the next, what do we have? I think 6 or so games until the bye week. I would really try to get something done there because God help you.
They're not going to do that in season, do you think?
It's happen. If it happens, it's going to be the bye. I don't think it will happen, no. But I think it probably should have been done this offseason.
If that happens, I owe you a Coke. There's no way that's going to happen.
It will. I really don't think it will either.
I just don't think this organization does business that way. They don't strike me as the type that's going to go to the negotiation table while there's still so much up in the air. They like to have things known. They want to go, they're all nerds now. They want to look at stats. They want to look at everything at the end now that we've started the season. So I just don't see it happening during the season. But you could be right. Who knows?
I think you're right. They're not going to do it. I would just like them to, because I don't want this to sour, right? I don't want this to go the Dak Prescott route where it starts to turn into a little bit of a distraction if it gets into training camp next year. Especially you got Josh Allen now.
Emily starts chirping from all her
on
accounts.
Instagram. You got you got Lamar Jackson and his mom. If Lamar's mom could get his deal done for him, maybe Miss Mayfield needs to step in here. I'm not sure. But
Baker starts hosting Jeopardy.
yeah, then I'm worried.
No.
Oh, off
the guy from Medina, Ohio, lost on Jeopardy tonight. He had like a 30-some streak, devastating. I have nothing.
What
to
did
look
he
forward
look
to.
like?
You're having a rough week, Nick.
I'm really gonna just stay inside my house all day tomorrow.
Was he kind of the nerdy guy who was really slim, or was he the guy with like the little fro?
Nope, nerdy guy that was very slim.
Oh, because I saw the guy with the fro, and I was like, I hope that's the guy from Ohio. I had it without sound on, man, because that guy looked like a lot of fun. All right.
Yeah, the nerdy guy with the fro was the guy that ended up winning.
That won.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
It went all the way down to Final Jeopardy, and he bet the house on the last question, and he got it right and doubled his money and unthroned the 30-some day champ. So
wow,
fun episode.
Yeah, he looks like a friend character from like one of those coming of age teen movies. He was perfect.
And he's in the middle. He's the character that plays like the guy that's in the middle. Like he's not the young actor, but he's also not the old actor. He's in the middle. Right. He's working the desk job. He's got the white button-down shirt that's a little bit big for him and the black tie that's very thick.
Yes.
Yeah, that was that guy.
Oh God,
he's fantastic.
All right, give me some predictions for the game.
Oh no.
You're done with Jeopardy.
I'm done with predictions.
27-24 Browns.
I hate predicting these things.
27-24.
Write it down.
So you hit the over.
Yeah.
Barely.
I was doing the math.
I feel like it's going to be way higher. I'm going to go like 42-38.
The Cardinals are undefeated.
Yeah. They can move the ball.
What if I just neglect to make a pick?
10-6.
What if I just no pick? 0-0. The game ends in a tie. It's a perfectly played game.
Nope.
We kick it off. It's a touchback, and the ball never moves from the 25. It's Kyler can't move it. Our defense can't move it. Punt back to the 25.
Nick, you are scarred from Sunday, man.
Perfect game. It's going to be a perfect game. It ends in a 0-0
He's talking in tongues
tie.
over there. I don't even
That's
know
what he's talking about.
That's my
he's
prediction.
Mumbling to himself.
He's getting crazy. He's like an old man on the street just talking.
Right. Trying to put him out.
0-0 tie.
0-0 tie.
That's your prediction?
No. My prediction is
that would be fantastic, by the way.
That I'm going to need to restock on my heart prescriptions.
Blah blah blah. Oh, we lost him. He's done.
Good.
Against my better judgment. 38-37.
38-37?
Yep. Wow. Weird score.
Is that
Scoregami
statistically possible? Did you do the math on that?
Oh, anything statistic. You ever see Scoregami?
I know Scoregami. That's fantastic, by the way. Yes,
Mr. Carr says 42-36 Cardinals. Oh, right. Oh, the hover helmet stopped on that. Jeez.
That's how bad it was.
That's how bad it was.
Are we going to hit up the best and worst tweets and get out of here, Dave?
No, let's just get out of here.
The last time that there was a 38-37 ball game was the Cleveland Browns versus the Detroit Lions in 2009, where your Browns lost to the Lions 38-37.
Yeah, people who were paying attention knew that was a callback on my behalf. That's exactly what that. I knew that.
Wow.
That's a little Easter egg for people who really pay attention to the show.
Yeah, there you go. Let's get out of here. What do you think?
Oh, sure. You don't even want to do the best? Because I've actually got a drop for the best.
Dude, all right. Hold on. I didn't load it in. Give me 1 second.
Oh, well, if it requires you to do work, sir, then forget about it.
No, it's all right.
Call the whole thing off, Dave.
It's all right. Hold on.
I mean, Colin Cowherd never, ever has a best tweet. We would be robbing him of an opportunity.
All right, that is very true. All right, let me put it up here.
It was really a series of best tweets. Because
I didn't even see this, actually.
He also ragged on his boy Sam Darnold too, which is rare.
Here it is. So
Sam Darnold is not good.
If the Browns lose and officiating doesn't decide games 99% of time, despite what fans claim, that nonsense PI call against Clee should get an official suspension.
Interesting.
You
Wearing
think
his
Uncle
hat.
Colin?
What did I just read?
You think
Interesting.
Uncle Colin had a few Labatt's before he pressed
Interesting.
that on that one?
That was the best. Whoa. If the I
Interesting.
felt like I read that wrong. If the Browns lose,
He's supporting the Browns. That's all you
Is
got to
he?
know.
Okay.
Yeah, if
Is
the
he?
Browns lose,
He
and
had to have been
officiating-
wasted.
He's saying officiating doesn't decide games 99% of the time, but
Dave,
in
could-
this case, it did.
Interesting.
Could we
Very
get a
interesting.
Grammarly subscription, a Grammarly sponsor on the show for Colin Coward best tweets? Presented by Grammarly.
Yeah, there we go. I like
Boy,
it.
that was a tough one. Uncle Colin
That's tough.
drinking the
All
whole
right,
bag.
I don't have a worse tweet.
We don't want to see the
There was
worst
enough worse tweets.
They were all of the other ones.
They were
All of them. Every single tweet from yesterday's game was the worst tweets. Yeah,
That's
I'm with you.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for tuning in to the Big Play Reflog Show. Huge shout out to Shaq News. Go check out their live Twitch streams. Go subscribe to them. Support them. They're doing a tremendous job with video game coverage. Go check out reviews, guides, walkthroughs, all that good stuff. Go drink a Labatt. It's super good. I drink them all the time on Browns Day. You should too. Let's see who else. TSE Cleveland sign gear. Check them out. tsecleveland.com. You can
GVR?
get stuff out there for 30, 40, 50 bucks that's signed by Browns players. Pretty cool. GV Art. Look at these. We got all three on the screen
Yep.
right there.
Boom.
Check them out. Screenshot that one, Nick. That's a good shot right there. Wow. GV Art, go check them out. Lakewood, Avon. They are all over the place. They're blowing up. They sell out in seconds. So get on their website, go to the stores, and get some GV shirts. And huge shout out, Cami Justice. Does a fantastic job covering the Browns. Go check out that article. Go power rank what she thinks was the worst things about that game, and shoot her a retweet. And we will see you guys next Monday after a Browns win 4-2. Kyler Murray going down Baker Mayfield. Here we go.
Browns win and a Buckeyes bye.
Not bad. We will take it. See you guys after the Browns win Monday night, 9 p.m. Later.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world! The Big Play Reflog Show!